Good morning. Good to be with you all again this morning. Continuing to build on the 4 pillars of a healthy Christian business leader. The pillars are healthy relationships, biblical financial values, biblical spirituality, and balanced living. This week we're focusing on pillar number 1, which is healthy relationships. And our focus this week is on mothers and their day, as we're leading towards Mother's Day. Yesterday we talked about mom and how she impacts your relationships. Today's focus is going to be on the mother of our children. So I want to really focus on that. This morning as we focus, I want to focus on the relationship that we have with the mother of our children. Now, if you are the mother of your children, then I would invite you to maybe invite your spouse to join you to listen in this morning, or whenever it is you get a chance to listen to this. So again, this week, as we're leading up to Mother's Day, I know that oftentimes men would, book a restaurant reservation for a nice restaurant for Mother's Day, and restaurants, of course, love Mother's Day. It's one of the highest days of their year, and they're booked and double booked and triple booked, and so people would gather together to celebrate mom. Of course, here in Ontario, that has not been possible now for this is coming up to the second Mother's Day in a row that we're not able to gather together in restaurants to celebrate mom. And so, of course, that certainly is a great way of doing it. This morning, though, I really want to talk about, as men, we need to lead our families in honoring their mother. So we need to lead our family in honoring their mother. And so this is not a one day a year event. And I'll talk more about that on Thursday when I deal with that issue of Mother's Day itself. There are some very practical ways in which we can demonstrate to our family what it means to honor their mother. And starting off by simply loving her as Christ loved the church. Ephesians chapter 5 verse 5 says, "Husbands, love your wives just as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her." And so we're to love our wife the way Christ loves us, loves the church. So here's 3 things that I really want to touch on. The first one is show her respect. How do you show love? How do you demonstrate love towards your wife, towards the mother of your children? Is show her respect. And now that's true whether you are still married to her, or whether you have gone through a divorce, whether it was a nasty divorce or not. Show her respect. Talk to her respectfully. That's part of that, showing respect. So show her respect in how you talk to her. Show her respect in how you talk about her. It's one thing to talk to somebody respectfully, but then behind their back to say nasty things about them. And so one of the ways in which we show that we love the mother of our children and show her respect is by talking respectfully to her, but also talking respectfully about her when she's not in the room. And then the second thing is, so the first is show her respect. The second is encourage her to be all that God has called her to be. Encourage her to be all that God's called her to be. And this, again, sometimes for men, this can be kind of scary and even challenging. And my encouragement is support her in her dreams. What is it that she believes God wants her to be? What is the dream that she has? Good morning, Kia. Good to have you on here this morning. And then support her in that dream. Don't be the wet blanket, the one that can come up with all the reasons why it's not going to work. But encourage her and be a blessing to her, and by encouraging her and supporting her dreams. So first, again, show her respect. Second is encourage her to be all that God has called her to be. And then the third principle I think that comes out of this is simply not allowing the kids to be disrespectful towards her. So if you want to show love to the mother of your children, then don't allow the kids to be disrespectful towards her. Back her when the kids are trying to undermine her. The kids are trying to. She's maybe laid down the law, and maybe you agree or don't agree with what she has said. And certainly, in marriage and in relationships, sometimes that happens when someone says to the kids, this is the way it's going to be, and the other person is saying, I wouldn't have done that. But in the meantime, now it's been done, back her, and support her in that way, and demonstrate that you love the mother of your children. So today, as you go about your day, consider whether or not you have been leading your family to honor their mother or not. Honoring our mother, and we're doing that on Sunday, Mother's Day, but it really is something that ought to be every day, and it ought to be something that is demonstrated in how we treat her right through the everyday realities of life. So demonstrate that to your children. And again, as you go about your day, consider whether or not you have been leading your family to honor their mother or not. And then finally, may we lead by example. Honor your mother, honor the mother of your children. Have a great day. May the Lord bless you. See you again tomorrow.